Hello, Arts Management class. All right, so our first lecture today is going to be about earned income. Now, first thing that's important is to understand, or remember in your case, because we've talked about it, what exactly is meant by earned income. Is it all income earned? Well, not necessarily in these terms. So earned income is that income which comes from the primary function of your organization. Okay? Comes from the primary function of your organization. So when we're talking about arts organizations, we are talking about primarily ticket sales. Ticket sales would be the main source of earned income. If you were in retail sales, it would be selling of old clothes. If you work at a clothes store, the profits you make from that. If you work at a grocery store, it would be the money you make from selling food. But for us, it would be through ticket sales. That would be our earned income. Okay? So, first thing, we have to have tickets if we're going to do ticket sales. So, what is the kind of information that would need to be on a ticket? Now, keep in mind, it's very important, a lot of people don't understand, a ticket is a contract. It is actually a contract. When the person buys a ticket, they are buying a product at this date, time, everything that's on the ticket. Okay, they are purchasing, so it is a contract. And at the same time, the audience member who's purchasing that is also understanding, like this show starts at 2 o'clock. So if I come in at 2:30, I cannot expect that they will have waited for me to get there to start. So it is a two-way contract. It lets the audience know what to expect, and it gives the audience expectations about what's expected of them. Okay? So what information has to be on a ticket? Well, obviously we need name of theater. Okay? People need to know what organization is presenting this. Okay? We need to know, obviously, name of show. Okay? And with that, the performance. Date and time, because they are buying a ticket to a certain time, a certain performance. Okay? We need to know, is this reserved seating? Let me just start this again. Reserved seating, or what we call general admission. Obviously, reserved seating means that they are buying a very specific seat in the theater. Okay? General admission is what we usually do here in Norton Auditorium for our productions. And that means that they can come in and sit wherever they want, okay, as long as it's an actual legitimate seat. Okay? They can't sit in the aisles, anything like that. That is a violation of fire codes, and the show cannot even begin to start until all that's cleared up. But that they can come in and sit wherever they want. So it encourages people to get there, get their ticket, and come find their seat that they want before somebody else might take it. Okay? But sometimes reserved seating is necessary. In fact, reserved seating is what is used most in larger professional type companies, commercial and nonprofit professional companies. So for instance, we go to Alabama Shakespeare, we're going to be buying specific seats, okay, a specific place. So if that's the case, we need to know exactly what is the section, the row, and the seat. Okay? So if it is reserved seating, that ticket also needs to indicate what section we are in. Okay, in a larger theater, there's different sections. We look at Norton Auditorium, we could divide the orchestra itself. We could say orchestra. We could say orchestra 1, 2, or 3, because we actually have 3 sections in the orchestra, or orchestra center, orchestra left, orchestra right. It's up to each theater to decide how they want to label their sections. In Minnesota, we just had labels of Section A, Section B, Section C, Section D, etc. Okay? And of course, what row the person is in within that section, and what seat number. Okay, what seat number? Now, besides all that general information, there is some other contractual type information we have to have. For instance, it is customary to have a refund and/or exchange policy. Okay, a refund and/or exchange policy. It is also typical to have a subject to change clause. Subject to change clause. Okay? It means that, things could come up, something could come up, and we may have to change something with the contract. What happens if there's inclement weather and the show has to be canceled? What happens if the lead actor is sick and we don't have an understudy? Or if we even do have an understudy, that's still a subject to change that would have to be announced, etc. Okay? It says that, hey, life ain't perfect. And finally, very often we see today that a lot of productions, especially big touring shows coming into large places like the VBC, will actually have corporate sponsorship or sponsorship of some sort. Again, if you've already started Slings and Arrows Season 1, you will be finding out about corporate sponsorship, and in this case, the horrors of corporate sponsorship sometimes, okay? But we would have sponsorship information. Okay? In other words, Region Bank presents Santa on the Rooftop. Okay, or the play we wrote, because it's gone so good that just rave reviews from the local people, and we happen to get somebody who's like, oh, I know somebody in New York, and they're like, hey, let's make Santa on the Rooftop go to Broadway, and Regis Bank says, hey, we're going to sponsor it. Let's just pretend it didn't really happen. Don't get too excited. All right, so this is the basic information we need to have on a ticket. Now, I am going to be putting on Canvas. I didn't disappear. I just apparated. Where is it? Don't you hate it when you go to record something and suddenly the stuff you had sitting right there isn't there? All right, apparated back. All right, so I'm going to put on the website, on Canvas, some examples of tickets. Okay? Examples of tickets. These are some that we use in University of Minnesota, very detailed. In fact, these were, section balcony right center, row AA, seat 14. So this were reserve seating. And then just a general admissions ticket that we used a long time ago here at UNA. Okay? And this was a ticket envelope about information to collect from people. We'll talk that a little bit more when we talk about individual ticket sales. Okay? So I'm going to set it right there on the table for you. Can you see it? No, you can't see it because this is a different time. Okay? You can't travel through the fourth dimension of time yet. All right. Now, some other terminology we need to know. So, ticket manifest. I hope you can see that. Ticket manifest. Okay? It says ticket manifest if you can't see it. A ticket manifest is what we have to use to order our tickets or to set up our ticket system. Okay? So in other words, we have to list the show and every date possible. We have to list all this information. So for instance, I will now show you, and I will put this also on Canvas. This is a ticket manifest. And what it does here is list the show, reserve seating, tickets, and we just charged $9 and $7. That was over 20 years ago. What a bargain. Okay? In the Stoll Thrust Theater, have every date, every day, dates, times, number of seats available. And because this was reserved seating, which means the sections and all that are going to go along with it, I had to include a diagram, a map of the theater itself, so the ticket people who are setting up the tickets for us, whether printing or doing it on a computerized system, right, could actually input all that information. Whereas the next show, which was Todd the Boy Todd, it was in our arena theater where we usually did everything general admission. So all they needed to know was the number of tickets they needed to print up. So again, I will put this on canvas for you. It is called a ticket manifest. Okay? All right. We also need to understand about audit stubs. So most of the time, a ticket has different sections to it. Oh, scary, it's coming so close. All right, so we can see there's a little perforation here, and there's a perforation down here, and there's a middle section. These are what we call different types of audit stubs. Okay? In this case, when we sell it, this is a complete ticket. When we sell it, we're going to keep one of these for our general auditing. So at the end of the day, if I'm working in a ticket booth, I know, okay, I sold this ticket. That is a part of my income. Okay? All right, so then the audience member gets this much. And then when they get to the show, we take off this stub. Okay, the usher will take that off, and the audience member keeps the middle. We keep this. So again, we can do another type audit later, which is simply called a house count. And we can make sure, hey, of all the people that bought their tickets, who showed up and who did not? All right, so tickets have different audit stubs. Yeah, we went really cheap in here, and we didn't have audit stubs, okay? It's a little different depending upon the size of the theater. But you still have to to account for what you sold, okay? All right, another thing we need to know about is what is called a trouble pass, or also referred to as a manager's pass, okay? A trouble pass or a manager's pass, okay? And essentially, that is, well, how can I put it? It is to deal with potential conflict and mistakes down the road. So, when we first start a show, and I'm looking here closer, just to make sure that this is recording, and I hope it is, because I'm going to be really mad if it's not. This will just be practice. Okay? But, if this is, say, we get to performances and now somebody comes up and says, I reserved tickets and I'm a bigwig, and they really are a bigwig. But you don't have anything on reserve because somebody forgot to tell somebody else about it, or whatever the case may be. We're going to go to the trouble pass or manager's pass. Okay? Essentially, at the beginning of the season, as a ticket manager, what I would do is I would pull out certain seats, okay, certain good seats. I would say, all right, in reserve seating, I'm going to take these two really good orchestra seats. I'm going to take 4 over here, and I'm going to do 4 here, and I'm going to take out just a few different seats for each performance, say 10 to 12. Okay, if I'm general admission, I'm just going to pull tickets, generally speaking, 10 to 12 tickets. Okay, maybe 8 to 10, depends on your theater size. You have to think about this yourself. Okay, and then, if trouble comes up, I have those tickets available to try and calm everybody down and make sure everybody's happy. Does that make sense? I hope so. All right, but here's the thing about trouble pass and manager's passes. We don't talk about them with the common people. Most people don't know that these things exist. Okay? So, even when we're dealing with a troubled person, you want to look at it as, you're not going to tell them, oh, well, that's okay. I've had some seats saved since way back that I'll give you now. They're called manager's seats or a trouble seat, trouble pass, manager's pass. No. We're just going to say something like, oh, hey, you know what? We just had a cancellation and I happen to have 4 seats available for you. How about that? Wow, what a wonderful thing to happen for you. Okay? And the reason we don't want to do that is we don't want then other people behind them in line to say, well, hey, you saved tickets, why can't I have some? I'm just as important as everybody else. That's not fair. This is America, and I'm just as important. So I deserve those really good seats too, even though I'm just now waiting until 1 minute before performance time to come buy my ticket. Okay? So we don't talk about them, the existence of them. which can also be a good thing for you sometimes if you find out that a Broadway show is sold out. And you can go and say, look, I work in tickets too. I know you've got some house seats, or what we call trouble pass or manager's pass. We also call them house seats sometimes. So, I just need one. Come on, what's the big deal? And they're like, wow, that person knows about that. Damn, what am I going to do? I'm going to have to give them one. All right, so another thing we have to know is the term Deadwood. Deadwood, besides being a TV show a long time ago, well, not that long ago, and about a place in South Dakota that does exist, by the way, it is also means tickets that are unsold. So unsold tickets are known as Deadwood. And finally, the term hard versus soft tickets. Okay? Hard versus soft tickets. These deal with ticket systems. In a hard ticket system, we have the tickets pre-printed. Okay? This is a hard ticket. These were pre-printed. We could just sell the ticket exactly. Versus a soft ticket, which is a digital ticket. It is part of a computer system. And whenever the time is right, somebody can call and they can just order the ticket, and they can show up later to have it actually printed for them. At some point, it is printed. It becomes a hard ticket, okay? But it stays digital. So these are computerized tickets, digital ticket systems. This is actual physical, hard, physical ticket system, okay? Nothing computerized. All right.